What is up, Next Gen family, NGS at Home? We are back. We are live. We're getting ready for the most jam-packed afternoon of all time. Jay, how you feeling?
NGS at Home. We are making it happen. Look, we're not in person. The world is crazy. We are entrepreneurs. What are we going to do? We're going to stop, or we're going to look through walls and break through them. If you're in the comments, come say what's up. Sophie Barron, how is the coffee chat? I want to hear about it. Mir, yeah, I mean, look, Jasmine, we'll get into it, but she blows my mind. I just met her for 20 seconds. Incredible, incredible.
We want to give a welcome to everybody who's tuning in for the first time right now, to our public audience. Welcome to NGS at Home. You're getting a sneak peek preview of the keynotes about to come. Jasmine Crow, oh my goodness, it's going to blow our mind. But everybody who just came from the coffee chats, we hope you had an absolute blast. Drop comments. Let us know. Who'd you meet? What'd you learn? Talk to us about your engagement. We want to learn from you. That's what it's about.
It's about learning. It's about community, and it's about connection. We started Next Gen 6 years ago because we as entrepreneurs were looking to build the lives, the businesses of our dreams. And this is how much of a clue we had to what was going on out there. Zero.
So there we go.
Zero. And this is where we're at now. This is where we're at now.
Okay? Slow journey.
We're figuring it out. John, what's up? Noel, my man. Sierra, absolute legend out here. Upcycle startup, incredible startup.
Oh my, Audrey,
long time Next Gen.
Noel, coming in from India.
We appreciate you being here. So look, here's the deal. We couldn't have done this ourselves, not even close. So first we have a huge thank you to our team, the Next Gen HQ team, who is absolutely killing it behind the scenes. I wish they'd come on, but they won't because they'd yell at us. But so much thanks to the Next Gen HQ team for being here. But there's also another huge thank you to people who made this all possible. Dylan.
Anybody, if you can see our computer right here, you can't, sadly, but there's a company called Dell Technologies. You might see my last name, Gambar Dell.
Changed
Dell
it
Technologies. Hyper, it's insane. Uppercase. Mobilaji, Lucas, Marcus, everybody, Margaret, Kate. We appreciate the whole Dell Technologies team for powering this very event. It's not possible if you don't stand for entrepreneurs. Dell Technologies, Dell for startups, they make it possible with the technology, the software, the resources, the team to actually go chase our dreams. Are you kidding me? We get to chase our dreams.
Here's the deal. And not only they do that, but they realize that as young companies, you need more of a hands-on support. So they're with Next Gen offering mentorship sessions where you can connect with these Dell leaders, these Dell team members who will work with you as your business is now like this. But it's going to be like freaking huge one day, and Dell is going to be there with you every step of the way. Christian, they're what you use. Noel, there's what you use. They're here for entrepreneurs every day. We're incredibly grateful for Dell. We're grateful for all of you. So many of you, the comments are popping off. Whitney, Whitson, Buck.
Two things right now. You ready for this, team? One, everybody Umbrella, you got to go look up Marcus, Lucas, Mobilaji. Go request a chat with them. Go meet them. Go learn from them. Go make it happen. And two, I hear we're just getting in through the earpiece. A sweet Dell video that we're going to share. Can we share this? Are you sure?
No, they actually said they're not. The audience isn't ready. So
it hasn't released to the public
not released. All right, you know, like Mulan with Disney Plus, that whole thing going on. Okay, here we go. They need more. The video's not ready. All right, Rich Keller, what's going on? The Catalyst Effect. Rich Keller. Okay, this guy's Amanda. This is fancy. Thank you, Sophie. Hillary.
Oh my goodness.
Hillary, what's going on? John Liv. Have you downloaded? Have you made a tribute yet? If you want to give the most meaningful gift on earth, tribute.co. You go to it as well. Shout out Grandma Rose. I know you are watching this, Grandma. You have the tech support set up. I appreciate you doing this. You ready to go? Jordan Gross, the absolute legend. I'm on Cloud 9 right now doing my thing because Jordan is on Cloud 9 helping others do their thing. Incredible guy. Jacob Goodman, this guy. Shout out to Jacob Goodman. Shout out to Josh Arvett. Shout out to the Fresh Prince Mafia that they are forming.
Oh my goodness.
We love you guys.
Frontier, Fresh Prince, we are learning so much from you. You empower us and you motivate us to stay in the game, to keep the lights on. For our audience on the public side, you can't see this thing, go check out IG.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out.
We got
literally.
19 lamps. It's insane.
This is the most hilarious setup of all time.
Jimmy
Levin, you want to talk about mentorship, all right? Mentorship could not be more important to us. We have Rich Keller, mentor, incredible guy. Jimmy Levin, incredible mentor to Next Gen, to Dylan, to me, to the family, to my own family.
I want to hear right now in the comments, everybody Umbrella, everybody on Facebook, everybody on LinkedIn, tell us in the comments, what'd you watch this morning? What breakout session fired you up? For me, I learned a ton from my man Andrew Feinstein Yoga, and he held that pose. It did not move.
You looked incredible, Andrew.
Did not move.
You looked incredible. He jumped in the pool afterwards, by the way, if you want to know. So you can go check that out.
IG.
On IG.
Go check it out.
So here's the deal. Umbrella, 5 connections at least. You should be suggesting. If you don't know who to meet, hit us up. Justin, you're saying the content session was dope. What was your favorite part, man?
Hayden Humphreys, what's up, man? What'd you watch? What breakout session caught your attention?
Spirituality and mindfulness from my man Hayden. Feeling incredible. Incredible. Oh my God. Matt Curtis, thank you guys for being here. So what else? We have been building, by the way, some crazy stuff in the lab. I love that expression, the lab. Sharing. Okay, here are our massive 5-year vision. A technical difficulty.
This wall right here, it's still a whiteboard.
We'll literally run through it.
We just had to erase it all before we went public. It's kind of
I hear that Kyle Heron and Alex Simon just had the most incredible coffee chat. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting our community. Who in this audience thinks they've been in Next Gen for the longest? Who has been around?
True.
Who has been around? Dom! What's up? Northwestern Mutual. Incredible partner. Incredible
Atlanta
place.
Team. Speaking of Atlanta,
ATL.
our next speaker is going to come live.
I keep getting word that the speaker, Jasmine's too hype of a person that the audience isn't ready. Yeah. Okay, Caleb, you're saying the entrepreneurial mindset. The entrepreneurial mindset for us, we're constantly figuring, Carol Ergang, let's go! Carol Ergang.
Shout out to my mom in the comments who says she has been the Next Gen the longest. Probably
true.
because she birthed it.
She birthed it.
So
totally true.
That makes sense. Mom, you win that contest.
Carol Ergang is leading a brand session later today. It's going to be live. You can hop in the comments. You can interact, ask your questions, figure out how do you build a brand that really stands out in the crowd. Carol Ergang.
And Justin, where can I catch that session? How do I find that
Go
session?
to Brella. Go to Brella. Go to the event. Scroll that. FaceTime. Scroll.
FaceTime. Oh, what's up, Evan? How you doing, man?
Brian Heyman, Insperity, incredible organization. God, think about how crazy payrolls, think about how crazy HRs. Brian and his team, they just take care of it for you. Because they know you're working so hard.
What are you pumped up the most for? We got Jasmine coming up. We got Ray Dalio. We got Scott Harrison.
We have DJ Perez. We have DJ Perez in the comments.
Shout out DJ Perez. Moving apartments this weekend.
By the way, DJ Perez, you want to learn how to work out? Honestly, you go hit up DJ, find DJ Perez umbrella. This guy is just yoked out here. Incredible. Thank you so much. Brian's here for Jasmine.
Chris,
Insperity.
Give me the ball, Chris. Give me the rock.
Love you too, brother. Love you too. Carla, all the way from Mexico, Inc. Monterrey de Tecnologico. I don't know if I said that right.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
that was thank you. Alex Agorian from Barcelona is also he's not in here right now.
But you know who is in here? Isaac Reguant. He is in here.
Carla. Love you. Next Gen, we have mobile office now, obviously, given everything. So we want to know where your mobile office is. Where's your lab? Show us your laboratory. I wish you guys could see what we have going on here.
Team, there are some technical difficulties going on in the background.
It's true.
We're going to be honest with you because this is NGS at home.
There's some technical difficulties.
Welcome to my apartment. It's my family photos. You want to go and tour?
Look at the photos. Look at the photos.
You know, we want to hear if you had a funny Zoom story, if you had something happen to you because of what we're all dealing with right now in this quarantine. Hit us up. We're all people. We're all making it happen, and we will continue to be here to support you because you just need a little bit of energy, right? Keep it going.
100%.
You deal with that tech. You get over that hurdle, and you're in the game.
I want to give you a quick overview of what's happening as we work on some technical difficulties. By the way, Dell Technologies is working on sending a SWAT team to figure out the technical issues that we're experiencing because they're incredible. Caleb from Denver, my man. Hope you're doing well. So here's what's coming up a little bit later today. We have Momentum Magazine launching.
Print magazine? 2020
what?
Print? Yeah, you'll learn more soon. What's next?
Are we skipping over the fact that we're launching a print magazine in like 1 hour? Okay, fine. Save it. Okay. Next are keynotes by my man Ray Dalio and Scott Harrison. Following Jasmine. Oh my God!
Get out of town!
Oh my God! Incredible. Alexis, you're coming in from Denver as well. We got a whole Denver squad.
We are good. I think we've got the Dell video. Hey, Hoffman, can you please play the Dell video for everybody on this team?
Rocking and rolling.
Let's do it.
Now more than ever, you need technology you can rely on.
頼れる人ですよね.
I'm a Dell Technologies advisor.
Ich auch.
我也是.
Moi aussi.
And if you're a small business, we're with you.
We are with you.
Estamos com você.
We want to help.
So we'll be right here.
At home, answering your calls, providing support,
And standing by you every step of the way.
Bye bye.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
They're literally at home with us, Dell Technologies.
Thank you.
We appreciate you for making all this possible.
Global momentum.
We appreciate you for bringing into our lives, into the world of next gen,
The legend.
the leader, the legend, Jasmine Crow. Jasmine Crow is the founder and CEO of Goodr. She is actually changing the game by feeding and providing food across the country for those who need it most. I don't want to even wait any longer. Can we get Jasmine to the stage for our first keynote?
We're pumped to have you share your knowledge. Let's make it happen.
Jasmine.
Thank you guys so much, Justin and Dylan. I'm super excited to be here and kicking off today's sessions of Keynote. As you guys said, my name is Jasmine Crow. I'm the founder and CEO of Goodr. We are a tech startup based in Atlanta, Georgia, that is leveraging technology to solve what I consider to be two of the world's greatest problems, and that's hunger and that's food waste. And I think before we get started, I just want to take you guys back to a moment where hunger really opened my eyes and really changed the entire trajectory of my entire life. It was the summer of 2015, July, in fact, and I was visiting one of my college roommates. She had just moved to Atlanta from New York City with her husband, and she had led this phenomenal career. She was traveling the world with the likes of Alicia Keys and Paula Abdul, and every time I would look up, she'd be in a different country, and I just thought, she's really doing it. She was married, she had recently just had a son, and they decided to move to Atlanta to chase the American dream. They wanted to own a home. They wanted to give their kids a backyard to play in, and so they moved here. And one day I went and visited her home, and she and I were sitting in her kitchen and we're catching up. She offers me a glass of water. And when she opened her refrigerator door, I could immediately see from the front to the back. And as she turned around, she stood there, and she's pregnant with her second child, and she burst into tears. And she says, Jasmine, I know what you're thinking. I always try and keep meals and snacks in the house for Max, who was her 2-year-old son. But often they just didn't have the money to. And what it was is there was a shift in perception when she moved to Atlanta from New York, where she had this amazing record and resume. It became more about her social media following and how many people she knew, and people asking her to do makeup for free in exchange for a shout out. Well, you can't feed your family off of Instagram shout outs, right? And so she experienced what millions of people experience in this country every single day, is a moment of not knowing when and where your next meal is going to come from. What a lot of people have to do is they have to make this critical decision. They're often deciding between paying for bills, like their rent and their utilities, and paying for food. And that day really made hunger extremely serious to me. And what's peculiar about this entire situation is I started feeding people that were experiencing hunger and homelessness on the streets of Atlanta, Georgia in 2013. And I'm often asked, what made you do that? Why did you just start cooking for people that were hungry on the streets from your kitchen? And I really don't have a reason. I don't have an answer. I just felt really propelled in that moment that I saw people that were hungry. I felt like I could offer something to them. Ironically, me and my same best friend, we learned to cook in college. I worked in retail, and I couldn't afford to go home one Thanksgiving weekend, because, you always had to work on Black Friday. And so we got a Betty Crocker cookbook, and we cooked probably everything that they said you could for Thanksgiving. I think we made enough food for 50 people, and there were about 8 of us there. But that was the first time I ever learned how to cook. So when I drove through downtown Atlanta and I see these hundreds of people that are experiencing homelessness, I start thinking, I want to do something. So I posted it on Facebook. I said, next Sunday, I'm going to go out. I'm having this event. I want to mix old school music, like your Marvin Gaye's, your Jackson 5s, Aretha Franklin's, and good soulful food, like what you're going to have on a Sunday after church. And I want to call it Sunday Soul. And I want to bring this to downtown Atlanta. And if you want to volunteer with me, come on out. And I fed about 100 people on that Sunday, but it did something to me in the moment. I saw people dancing, I saw them enjoying themselves, and I saw that for a moment that food could make people perhaps forget about the situation that they were in. And so that grew to a bi-weekly event where I went from feeding about 100 people on that first Sunday to upwards of 500 people every 2 weeks. And I did that for years and for years and for years. And I would often, take donations, small donations, $5 here, $10 here. I would coupon, I would price match. I would start shopping on a Thursday for an event that would be a Sunday. I'd start cooking on Friday, Saturday, and wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning just to finish side items. And I'd go out and I would feed people every week. And it continued to grow. And a video from one of my pop-up restaurants actually went viral on Facebook. I woke up one morning, February 2016, to millions of views, friend requests, comments, and amongst the praise, people kept on asking me, who donates the food? They would say, this is so amazing, who donates the food? And the reality was nobody. But it really piqued a question in my mind, and I started thinking, how cool would it be if I could get this food donated? Then I wouldn't have to worry about, how was I going to stretch this budget? I would have enough food to feed everybody. I wouldn't have to be cooking 40 hours a week. I wouldn't have to go to 10 different grocery stores. And so I started researching food waste. And quite frankly, I became really upset, and I think you all will as well, when I learned that in the United States of America, we throw away 72 billion pounds of perfectly good food every year. Now, this is food that is coming from the same places that we frequent on a daily basis, grocery stores. When we were going and we were living our lives a little bit different, BC, right, before coronavirus, and we were enjoying stadiums, arenas, we were going to see our favorite concerts, all of this perfectly good food would just go in the trash at the end of every night. And that started to make me angry, because I saw the faces of people like my friend, people like that I was feeding on the streets, college students that often didn't know where their next meal was coming from. And I got angry at the fact that food could potentially be going to waste when people were going hungry. At the same time, where we're wasting 72 billion pounds of perfectly good food, we have 42 million people that are going hungry. So what I saw is that we had two problems that could virtually solve each other. And so I started to go and talk to people. And I would say, what do you do with your surplus food at the end of the night? I would go to restaurant after restaurant after restaurant. And every restaurant said the same thing. No matter where I went, well, we throw it away. We throw it away. We got sued one time and we don't donate our food anymore. And I started thinking, this can't be true. So I spent a lot of time researching lawsuits. And I would say, well, let me find out what was the outcome of this. What was the law? And I found that was actually a fable, that the truth was, since 1996, President Bill Clinton had enacted something called the Good Samaritan Act, which actually protected businesses donating food in good faith from ever being sued. And so what I saw was that I had a job to do. And the job was to educate businesses first about the benefits of actually getting food to people in need. One of the things that I became really good at doing was asking the questions to actually make people answer their own problem. And I would say, well, wouldn't it be great if at the end of the night, someone could come and get your excess food and take it to somebody in need, and you wouldn't face the liability of it? What are your biggest fears? And I started to learn a lot about this process. At the same time, there started to become the emergence of what we would now call the food delivery apps. So your DoorDashes, your Grubhub, your Postmates, your Uber Eats. I was getting all of these codes from my friends, and they would say, use my code and get $10 off your first meal, get $15 off your first delivery. And I started thinking it would be so cool if I could create an app that would work in reverse of an Uber Eats or a DoorDash. And when businesses had excess food left over that they typically would throw away, they can go on my app, click on the items that they have to donate, and request to pick up. And I could send out a driver, and we could get this food donated to families and nonprofits. There's a big problem there. I was not a technical founder, so I had no idea of how to even get started with building an app. And I always laughed because I thought building an app would be as simple as building a website. And surely I could find someone to do it for me for a couple $100. And I was so wrong, While I wasn't a technical founder, what I knew is that I was a passionate founder, and that I believed that no one cared more about hunger than I did. No one had invested more time in it than I did. And the truth is, there's millions of people that care about hunger all over the world. But I put this belief in myself that I was the one that was going to solve this problem, that there was nobody better than Jasmine Crow that was going to get in front of the masses and talk about this problem at scale, that was going to go into communities that had never been visited before and speak to the fact that, people need food and people are going hungry while businesses are throwing perfectly good food away. And what I talk about there is I talk about this emergence of what I call the emergence of purpose and passion. And when those two things come together, I feel like you become unstoppable. I didn't have the money. I always tell people the stories of when I started Goodr, I had nothing. And I want you guys to really know when I say nothing, nothing. I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I had just came out of a really bad breakup where I was at once living with my boyfriend. And then I really walked away from that relationship with little to nothing. And I started to think like, you know, I could build this company. My parents had just put my sister through college. They had recently got divorced. So I didn't have friends and family members to give me, you know, access to anything. I had 2 laptops, both were broken, one being a Dell, which I was able to get some money and actually get that fixed. And so I have a huge affinity in my heart for Dell and always have, because whether they know it or not, they were there for me at a time when I was just the only person really trying to make this dream happen. And this is how I did it. I learned everything that I could for free. And I think that's the greatest advice that I could give to anybody that's an aspiring social entrepreneur. A lot of times we want to solve big problems. We care about, you know, being the change that we want to see. And oftentimes we're not rich. We don't have access to everybody. We're not, you know, we can't just build the technology that we are seeking. But what I did is I taught myself everything that I could. I would go on Google, I would research, I would be on YouTube, I would watch videos, I would take advantage of things like Dell technology experts who are able to talk to you on how to use their technology, what hardware is available to you. There are so many things that are available to you for free that we don't think about. The biggest thing that I did is I learned about a hackathon at Georgia Tech University. And I went in there and I'm talking to all of these college students, mostly freshmen and sophomores, and I'm telling them about this idea for this app, this company called Goodr. I wanted to call it Goodr because I wanted the idea of we were going to rescue good food. And I went in there and I told these students, you know, I just want to build this app. And I drew out little boxes of what it would look like. And those students built me a clickable prototype. It didn't work, it did nothing, but I put that into a PowerPoint. And I spent all of 2017 actually entering pitch competitions and talking about this big idea to leverage technology to solve hunger and food waste. And what those students don't know about me is that they changed my life. With that clickable prototype, I won over $200,000, which allowed me to build the first version of my technology, land my first real big customer, which was the Atlanta airport, the world's busiest airport. And then it allowed me to hire my first employee and actually pay them, who was myself. And so while that was a free resource, while it was a hackathon where it was an opportunity for them to just test their engineering UX UI skills, it was an opportunity for me to change that moment from seeing in my friend's eyes that she was struggling with hunger to going back to all the days of me feeding people on the streets and, you know, seeing hunger from every level, from babies all the way to seniors, to actually having something in my hand that I could go into a company and say, this is what I do, this is what I'm building, and this is what your company can benefit from this. I think there's power in just following your intuition. Everybody told me this wasn't going to work. So many people said, I don't think that makes sense. I don't understand how you can make money from that. I don't understand why businesses would pay for that. But my point to tell all of you guys as you aspire to level up and to be the change that you want to see is sometimes the vision needs to make sense to nobody but you. And that if you believe in your purpose and that you believe in your passion and this is what you were put here to do, all you have to do is continue to execute. I think so many people have great ideas but lack execution of being able to go after them. And that's the one thing I always pat myself on the back about, is that for every person that told me no, whether that was an investor, whether that was a customer, whether that was a friend or a family member that I just told the idea to, I continue to tell myself yes. I continue to tell myself that this will work, and that the reason that it will work is because you're not going to give up. You're going to continue to persevere. You're going to continue to fight for what you believe in. And right now, today, Goodr is a multi-million-dollar company that started with nothing. We have currently right now over 50 employees. We're based in Atlanta, Georgia. We have offices full of technology. When I started this company, I had a broken laptop. So I want to talk to you guys about that journey. I want you to understand that anything that you can put your mind to, you can achieve, and that we need you to solve the biggest problems. I know you guys are going to hear from the founder of Charity Water later. I think, we are solving real problems that are going to be around for a long time unless people like you and I get on the ball and start trying to solve them. I'm super excited to answer your questions. I want to say thanks again to NextGen. Thanks to Dell Technologies for always supporting me, supporting Goodr. And I'm looking forward to being the change that I've wanted to see those years ago. And I want to thank you guys for your time and let you know that with Goodr, hunger and food waste have met their match. Thank you.
Jasmine. Oh, take a bow, Jasmine.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
That was
Look
awesome.
at the comments.
Your story is incredible. We have so many. Chelsea Hawk, Steve Stone, Emma.
Reed,
what's
Mir,
going on? The comments are popping off for you,
insane
Jasmine.
right now.
Look, this is like we're celebrity time for Jasmine. I was like, Jasmine. So Dylan, get us started on thinking about, and by the way, in the comments, in the audience, whatever you want to know, drop these questions because we have such valuable time here to learn from such a visionary leader. Dylan, what do we got?
Jasmine, take us back to the beginnings of your partnership with Dell Technologies. We talked to them before, right? Dell, humongous company. You said you have an office in Atlanta, tons of technology, but you have 50 people today. It wasn't always the case, right? Yeah. When you were getting started, how did you even know where to turn for things like technology needs, resources, and how did Dell fit into that equation for you?
I think one of the greatest things about Dell is that they make themselves available, right? You know, they have these technology advisors that you can speak to. When we first got our office, which I'm sitting in right now, in July of 2019, so we're 1 year old. The one thing I knew that we needed technology. You know, we needed monitors, we needed laptops, desktops. And so Dell did offer all of that. But one of the biggest things that they offered was the advisement. And I think one of the things you've got to be all about when you're a young entrepreneur is asking for help. And I'm not afraid to ask for help. So I really reached out to Dell. I asked for help. I talked about the things that I wanted to build, the trajectory that we were going on. Sure, right now, Dell, we're in Atlanta, but we want to be everywhere. I envision Goodr having offices all over the world. How can we work together to make that happen? And then they started offering us, you know, coupons, discounts, bulk ordering, you know, really just working within our budget to see the different things that we could provide. And so now I have 4 new hires that are starting with me. I'm super excited.
Whoa.
4 new hires, yeah. And thinking about, you know, when I started, Justin and Dylan, I had a broken laptop. And now the 4 people that are starting with me will have the new Dell XPS 13, the 2-in-1.
That
so,
is dope.
like, it just makes me feel like a full circle moment, you know, from having no laptop to now being able to provide my team members with hardware it's amazing. So yeah, Dell's been a huge blessing to me and to small businesses all over the world. And I think that's the first time I really became kind of familiar with Dell, when I started seeing how they were supporting small businesses.
Jasmine, your story is incredible. I got look at these comments right now. I mean, I don't know, Chantel,
Chelsea,
Amanda
Emma.
McCrae, Sam Martinez. What Jasmine and Goodr are doing in Atlanta, changing the game despite school closures. You have such a mission that you have built behind you, and your story is incredible. You're meeting a lot of young people now. You do a lot of mentorship, a lot of work with you new team members. What are some of the things that really excite you about this next generation? A lot in the audience, they're young leaders. Why are you so excited about working with these young leaders to continue your mission?
I think the greatest thing about this next generation is that they're going to be the change, right? I really was inspired, like last year when I saw all of these students walking out for climate change. I was like, yes, because what happens is, no matter if you're in high school or college right now, pretty soon you're going to be working, and then you're going to be able to influence decisions at the company that you work at. So then when I go in and I say to whatever big corporation you're working at, hey, you guys are wasting food and people are going hungry. These same people, the Samanthas, the Chantels, the people that are in the comments that are saying like, hey, this is what we need, they become my advocates to make this happen for me. I also feel like, you know, the torch will have to be passed. While Goodr is based in Atlanta, right now we're operating in 8 other markets. So we're in several cities. We're about to really launch heavily in Los Angeles. And so I want these next generation to come and work with us, you know, to bring new ideas.
Jasmine's recruiting you right now. She's like, we have a mission. It's popping off. We're going to be in every market. Let's go.
We're going to drop in the comments where they can go find more.
Goodr needs to be in any city you work in. Like, there is no doubt about it. I think Goodr needs to be on every college campus. You know, we want to support, you know, more students. Right now, we delivered over 80,000 meals throughout the city of Atlanta when schools were closed. And we're about to do the same thing again. We have a program called Neighborhood Eats where we go into a very low-income apartment complex every week and provide hot meals and to-go snack packs for children who without us otherwise wouldn't have food. And I envision that this program should be in every city. And so I need people to join me and to say like, hey, come to Dallas, come to Austin, come to Chicago, come to wherever I am, and let's figure out how we make this work. And I know that there's somebody that's watching today that has this same kind of ambition that I had and that wants to see this happen. So I'm hoping we can connect.
100%. We have a lot of people in the audience, Dana and Peter and Maya, who are thinking about, all right, I have a mission that I want to start. I have a potential idea. How can I get, I guess the general question is the finances, the resources, the support to get this off of the ground if it has a social mission behind it? How did you get those early resources to get going? And what advice do you have for our audience? Like, we want to make this change. How do we pull the pieces together?
I think that's such a great question. I mean, I love that. So Dana, shout out to you for thinking about that.
That was my question. Dana, I didn't ask it.
Oh, well, you asked it, Dana.
I'm messing with you.
That was a great question. I mean, first and foremost, here's this little mamaism I like to use, and that's plan the work and work your plan, right? I think the first thing is you got to have it all planned out and know what you need, because a lot of times people are like, yeah, I have this great idea, and the only thing that's missing is money. But how much money do you need? And sometimes you really need to say, like, I need a website, I need business cards, I need a business plan, I need a commercial, I need whatever it is that you need, and then how much all of those things cost. And actually go and do the research. Get multiple quotes. Don't just get the first quote and figure out that that's what you need. Know every little bit of money that you're going to need to put this together. And then start making lists of people that can support you. Because a lot of times there may be some friends or family members. You could look at crowdfunding. There's some things that you could do that are kind of like inexpensive just to get started. Whether that's a website and you build it yourself on Web Builder or Wix or, whatever it is. There's a lot of free resources out there to you. I told you guys I learned as much as I could on YouTube.
Everything.
Yeah, I just, I would Google things. I would read blogs. So learn as much as you can. Look at your local community foundation and what city that you live in and see if there's a way to get involved and get funding from there. Go out to your local colleges, just like I did. See if there's a way that they can help you do some things. A lot of times graduate programs, the MBA programs are looking for like case studies and businesses that they can help. Go and put your business on a table and say, this is what I'm trying to build. I need help solving these solutions. Could you guys do a case study on me? And go to your local corporations in the city that you're trying to build as well. Talk to their corporate social responsibility departments. There's a wealth of ways to raise money now. And it doesn't have to be the venture capital route. I think, start small and then get big.
Jasmine, for everybody listening, it's so clear. You are inspiring. You are charismatic.
We're huge fans, if it's not obvious. All right?
Forget about us. The thousands of people in the comments are huge fans of you, Jasmine.
Oh, amazing. I'm loving the comments, you guys.
This is incredible for where Goodr's going next, right? And this level of, we're going to do it, we're going to get there, is easy to see from now's perspective, right? But take us back to 2017, Jasmine. How did you get out of bed in the morning, fired up, when you didn't have 50 people? You didn't have the plans to go into LA and to Dallas and all these cities. What was getting you pumped up when it was really just Jasmine and an idea?
The greatest thing, I'm going to tell you guys right now, Dylan, the thing is, I knew that every day my business was in existence, someone would be eating. So I think that was it for me, because a lot of times, like, I could have started a social network and people could have just been liking stuff and sharing stuff. And then if my social network went away, it would have just been a memory. But for people that were going to receive food because of every day I was in business, it just meant something more to me. And so I always went back to those days of feeding on the streets, seeing friends and family members that were experiencing hunger, having just a little bit of money myself when I was trying to build this business and there would be days I would go out on the streets and feed people and then be like, why didn't I put anything to the side for myself? Like that level of just this idea that I could solve this really big problem. I think that's what really kept me going, is that I could solve it. I believe that I could solve it. And the reality is I have a lot more work to do. So I still have to go back to that vision and that gut feeling that I'm doing the right thing every single day. I think, no matter how many accolades Goodr gets or how many employees or contracts we win, it still always is in my gut that I have more to do. And I have more people that are going to need to get food. So I think that's really what it is. And that's the passion that I want you guys to know as well, is you got to find something that you're passionate about that you would get up and do even if the money wasn't there. And that's what I had with Goodr. I was so passionate about it that I was going to do it until the money came. I mean, I started really working on this in 2016. I didn't pay myself until November of 2018. Wow. So for 2 years I worked, and did this without money being kind of the reason.
As my man Parker in the comments is saying, mindset is everything. You were driven by your mission, by what you were able to achieve in the future, and you willed this thing to existence. Whatever it was taken, I'm making it happen. Jasmine, where can people find more about Goodr? Where can people connect with you after this? What are the places that you want to direct the audience for? Like, all right, I was blown up in my mind over here. Where do we go from here?
Well, definitely visit us online. We're Goodr.co. That's GOODR.co. Visit us online, but follow me on social media. I'm Jasmine Crow on everything, on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Connect with me. If you guys are in college, you're going to be graduating pretty soon. Let me know. If you just graduated, we do have a few positions right now. We have a business development, a product manager role that we're hiring for, so you guys can come out. If you ever come to Atlanta, come and visit our office. Work out of here, bring your mask. Work out of here with us. And if you wanted to really bring Goodr to your city and you think that there's a big opportunity, like I want to hear from you. Like I want to know like what city should we go to next? Where are the opportunities? But yeah, connect with me on everything. Like we are a company that is for the people, by the people, and we need you guys to help us.
Bring the mask, come down to the office. Justin Harris is going to be there. Miracle, you're going to be there. Janice is already on the way. She's on the way.
I mean, come right now, you guys are going to love it. It's like the greenest, coolest office.
Show us what's up. What does it say up there, Jasmine? You got the Goodr and the plants.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're green. We're a green. We're a B Corp. Goodr is a B Corp. So, we're like Ben and Jerry's, Patagonia. Like everything that we do, we're forefront about all of our suppliers. So we're really
making it happen.
People for planet, for profit. But, I think you guys will love it. So come to Atlanta. We're right off the belt line.
Amanda McCrae, Julia Hart, and Ben are like, I'm literally en route. So open go to the front door of the office. They're there
all the time, though. It's one of those.
We're making it happen. Jasmine Crow of Goodr. We could not thank you more for being here. All of this made possible thanks to our joint partnership with Dell Technologies. Connect with Jasmine. She's looking to hear from you. She's looking to chat. Reach out. Bring Goodr to your city. Get to Atlanta. Bring the mask. It's going down.
Unless you're in the next HQ team, then they're not hiring. But anybody else, go hit up Jasmine. Jasmine, we appreciate you so much. We are so grateful to have had you inspire our audience today. Thank you for making NGS at Home such an incredible learning opportunity. We hope you have a wonderful rest of the afternoon.
Thanks, guys.
Jasmine Crow.
Unbelievable.
Next gen team, I'm serious. Goodr is not expanding. They're shrinking, actually. You don't want to, I'm joking, obviously. Janice, she's like, I'm literally there right now. Thank you for watching that. Jasmine's story, absolutely incredible. So many people, Chantel, Christian, Saba, Kaylee saying, Jasmine, you're the queen. The crew is popping off. We're still just getting started. Lauren. Like Jasmine, like Goodr, we are just getting started on NGS at Home. Our afternoon programming will be right back here in just 18 minutes. You better not be late because who's up next, Justin? So at 18 minutes, we're going on with the man, the myth, the legend, Ray Dalio. I've literally been waiting my entire life to have Ray Dalio at NGS at Home. So, I mean, first at NGS, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So you're going to be back here. Look at that clock. It's 2:11 Eastern time, wherever you are. You're going to be back at 2:30 Eastern time. Check the calendar. Hop on in the new stream. Click that refresh button. Ray Dalio, Momentum Magazine launch. You better be coming through. Mano is popping in. Sneha's popping in. Arav is popping in. We're pumped to see you there. All right? Bathroom, water, snack, 2:30 right here. We love you. We appreciate you. NGS at Home, just getting started. Peace.